quickly, I want to show you the Weasel program. I did it a little bit out of order here, but the Weasel program, what the idea with that is, this is Richard Dawkins' program. And you can see up there in the top in green, I'm sorry it's so small, but I really couldn't, it wouldn't fit on the screen if I made it too much bigger. It says in the top there in green, methinks it is a weasel. That's our target phrase. We want to try to randomly produce methinks it is a weasel. So the program, which has got a random number generator, just throws out random characters, and it printed out the next line there. That's in red. It's all in red except for the next to last character. If you can see that far, the one character matched up automatically, just by chance, you know. And so, but all the rest of them are not matched, and so it's just garbage. CRP, MN, FT, MCR space, FS, XT, and that's what you get when you print out random characters, as you saw in the previous program. Okay, so one character. Now what this program does, and Richard Dawkins wrote this program, and he published it in his book, The Blind Watchmaker, and he says, this shows how easy it is for evolution to occur. All you do is put in your target phrase, methinks it is a weasel, and then you let random numbers, random characters show up, and then you have a selection process, which is natural selection in his case, and he says, just natural selection will select the proper characters, and eventually you'll get them. So let me run the program. Oh, don't do it there. I got to go up and hit on start here, I guess. There we go. And so it's just printing these. What it's doing is randomly making ones where there's a mutation, a change in one of the letters, and then if the mutation makes it better, then it keeps it. So in the first one, it's already got 1. Then in the second one, it's got 2. In the third one, it's got 3, and it keeps building and building. And then it gets 32 is kind of low. Usually it takes a little longer than that. Let's see if I do it again. But this is all random, so it depends on the numbers that it gets. See, the first one now didn't have any freebies at the beginning. The yellow ones are, first of all, the red ones are wrong, the green ones are right, and the yellow ones are changes. They're still wrong, but the program decided tried to use a different character in the process of getting a new something that's better. Okay, so you can see the last character is the one that takes a while. But there's a problem with this. And what you need to know is that the scientific community is so embedded in this idea of naturalism, and then the idea that life had to have happened by chance, that they don't even look at these things to see whether they make any sense, because they know they're right. They think they know they're right, but we are right. We know how this happened. All we're trying to do is find out how it happened. So they will do something really foolish and stupid, and publish it in a book when it doesn't pass any kind of critical thinking at all. So of course, as soon as they printed this, creationists especially, I think even a few evolutionists attacked Richard Dawkins for this, but they said, this is not a test. This because the problem you have here is that you have a goal in mind. The goal is to print out methinks it is a weasel, and every time you get a new one, you test it against your target phrase and say, is this closer to the target phrase or farther away? If it's farther away, you throw it away, or if it's the same. If it's closer, you keep it and use that as your new one. Now what he's thinking is, that's what natural selection does, right? You've got a deer, and you've got one deer that's born, it's got 5 legs, and one that's normal. Well, the 5-legged deer gets selected against because it can't run and do things as fast. That's what they're thinking, is that because it's closer to the target, that makes it a better phrase. But the problem is, you don't have life at this point. This is something trying to become life, and the first line there is garbage. The second line is garbage. It's you can't, when it's got 2 or 3 characters correct, it's total garbage still, and it would not ever progress the way this is saying it, because if you're like in line 6, you don't know where you're trying to get to. All right, it's goal oriented. Now the name of the book is The Blind Watchmaker, And he called it blind because he's saying that nature doesn't have to have a golden mind. It's just wandering around. This nature is just wandering along all this terrain of possibilities, and it has to step someplace and, oh, this is a little better place to be. And then it'll use that as this new place to be. But here, it doesn't know it's better. There's nothing good until you have life. And what you're trying to do here is to produce life. So this is a meaningless thing, and he took a lot of heat for this.